Hello. Um, and that's Strungle saying hi, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. If just let us know in the chat if you guys can hear us okay, or any questions, so we can attend to that before we get started. But we'll just wait for a couple of minutes for everyone to just be online. And we have Megan. She is on mute though. Oh, here we go.
Hey, Megan. How's everyone doing in lockdown today?
Not too bad.
Today's the same as yesterday. Yesterday was the same as the day before.
Yeah, it's getting a bit like that, hey?
Cool. Just to note that on Zoom, when you guys are typing a reply, choose the option to send it to all panelists and attendees. That way, it comes to us as well to all the other artists who are joining in. Just make sure that you click on that little icon which says all panelists and change it to all panelists and attendees. Cool.
Hi, Grandel.
Perfect. I think we have a few people here now, and we should get started. This is getting recorded as well, and we'll put that up in our webinar playlist on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So people who are not able to join in, they can have a look later as well. So we'll just, basically all of us will go through a few points, just talk about things that have happened, a few major points, and we'll try to keep it really concise, and we'll try to keep regular webinars from this point on so we can, keep people updated. So I'll start. I think the last webinar was in November, if I'm not mistaken, and it was supposed to be in January, and then a few things changed, and the whole world sort of came crashing down, and then this got pushed back to everything. So from that point, I'll just say that Sarah is no longer working at Bluethumb anymore, so she's moved on. That's why she's not here at the moment. So that's one update. And the biggest update I think that's happened is the change to our freight policy, which went in live in March, mid-March. It took quite a while to sort of build that in, and it went in March. So I'll just quickly talk about a few points surrounding that, and I think there were a couple of questions on that as well. So I'll just answer those questions very quickly. Is that if you're sending something through Australia Post, and if it is under $3,000 value, you don't need to insure it. You don't need to send it express unless the client or the team at Bluethumb has asked you to, so you can just send it as a normal shipment. Just include tracking and signature and delivery. That's all we ask. You don't need to insure it, and you don't need to send it express. When you're shipping something, when you sell something and it fits in that dimensions of sending it with Australia Post, you can send it via Ozpost within 5 days of sales, and just send us one email with the tracking details, or you can fill the tracking details in from your dashboard as well. All that information is in the articles. You sort of just one email is fine with the tracking details. And if you're able to send it within 5 days, you don't really need to notify us beforehand. If you're not able to send it within 5 days, just let us know so we can let the clients know as well. It's just the easiest way to get in touch with us is also just to reply to the email that you get from us, which says your artwork has been sold. So when you reply to that, we sort of get a copy of all the information of the artwork and the sale as well, so it's easier for us to track. But yeah, just one email should be good. Also, because this has recently changed and it's slightly different from how the model used to work beforehand, when you send us the Ozpost tracking details, we feed it into our system, which generates a couple of emails, one for the client, one for the buyer, to tell them, look, your artwork's has been booked. It will be on its way. Here's the tracking details. You can track it. And one comes out to you because usually we used to book it with the couriers. So you would usually get a notification saying a courier will come and pick up your artwork. So when you send something through Ozpost now, you still get that email. So you can just ignore if you've sent it through Ozpost and you get an email from us saying, today a courier will be coming to pick up your artwork. You can just ignore that. That will shortly get out of the way. Basically, we haven't attended to that just yet. Also, when you're sending through Ozpost and you're filling the information from your dashboard, there's a place where you enter the branch name or the suburb name where you send it from. That will change soon, and we'll change that to just simply say Australia Post because that's more for our record. But right now, that's being sent out to the customers, which doesn't really make any sense or gives them any advantage. So you can just, in that suburb/branch name, you can just put in Australia Post. Basically, you don't need to do anything. There have been a few questions about sort of getting approved for self-delivery. So if you do want to apply for that, just send us an email. A couple of artists have called us, and it's difficult to do anything about that over a phone call. So just send us an email and we'll just keep communicating with you because it takes a bit of time to do a bit of back and forth and sort of approve that. Also, just with calling us about a few things as well. We are all, as you know, working from home. Our customer service team has been working from home as well. So if you're just calling us for an FYI so basically what I'm trying to say, if it's really urgent, call us, otherwise email us. Like if it can be resolved within 2 to 3 hours, just email us and we'll get that sorted. But if you do need to call us, that's absolutely fine as well. There was one other question from Dawn about her artworks are too big for Australia Post, but the couriers can't get to her just yet. Dawn, I'm sure that the couriers that we book can get to you. If not, what they usually do is they subcontract to a local courier. So what they do is they, instead of picking up every single day, they might nominate a day or two a week to pick your artworks up. When you sell something, just be in touch with us and we can take care of that. And there's another question from Jen Bill about insurance and shipping. I think I've already answered that. You don't need to insure it unless it's more than $3,000. If it's more than $3,000, yes, include the insurance because the policy that we have covers every artwork being shipped out with the Ozpost under $3,000. So that's, you don't need to do that. Cool. I think that's all the points from my end. I'll obviously be sticking around a bit, but I'll hand over to Alex. I'll put myself on mute.
Hi guys, I'm just going to really quickly go through the trade side of things. So a lot of you are already aware about it and about how it works, but some of you aren't, so I'm just going to quickly go through that. So when we talk about trade, we're talking about working with architects and designers, stylists in getting Bluethumb artwork into residential and commercial projects. So it's a really good opportunity to get a lot of artworks out and into different types of projects. Just a few things to note. If you're not aware already, we do offer trade discounts to these clients. That's just an industry standard thing. It's done by everybody. So we need to kind of stay competitive and do that as well. We offer up to 15% depending on the order value. However, there have been some cases where we've had some larger orders, or they're ordering from a lot of artworks from one artist, and in that case we might negotiate a higher discount with you. Sometimes I think 20-25% is the highest we've done, but it's all discussed with you first and made sure that's okay with you. something to keep in mind is that the process is different compared to a normal sale. So where a general buyer will jump on the website, find something that they like, and purchase it, the process is different for trade, and especially when we're talking about commercial projects. So that might be an office or an aged care facility, anything like that. It does take, it is a longer process. It does take more time because the person who's selecting the artworks, usually the designer, is not the one that will approve it. So it's got to go through different people and get approval and back to us. So just keep in mind that sometimes it can take a little bit longer to convert, and also that can mean that payment also takes a little bit longer as well. But it's all for a good cause. So yeah, I just also wanted to mention as well that we do a lot of art advisory. So we work with buyers in selecting artworks for their home. So that's another service that we offer, and we're doing quite a bit of that at the moment, which is great. And I'm also helping quite a bit with kind of day-to-day buyer inquiries. So you might hear from me more as well in terms of putting artworks on hold or asking questions about your artwork, that kind of thing. So whilst I mainly look after the trade side, I'll be helping with a bit of other stuff as well for the moment. And that's about me.
I'll just quickly add one more point before you hand on to Freddie. In the recent, like the last couple of weeks, we have had to reach out to quite a few artists and ask for discounts. We have to do that because sometimes clients, buyers who are online, if they ask or they put an offer forward, we have to pass that on. So don't take it the wrong way. It's just something that we have to pass on. You can say no, that's absolutely fine, but we just have to do that.
So alongside with that as well is that you should have a little bit of a margin in your artwork price for discounts. Discounts is shared between Bluethumb and the artist. So the artist isn't absorbing that full amount. But if you are adding just a little bit into your artwork cost, then you can make sure you're covered if the discount is used. Okay, Freddie?
Hi everyone, I'm Freddie. I'm the PR and comms manager. So obviously the last month has been quite an interesting time. Well, interesting is perhaps the wrong word, but certainly it has been quite a challenging time. It does seem that this month we're actually doing quite well in terms of marketing. So whereas the end of last month when the crisis first hit, I think we did experience a drop in sales. This month we're actually having a really great month, and a lot of it, there's all sorts of contributing factors, but one of the things that is really affecting it is the cost of our marketing has dropped. So Google ads, Facebook ads, display ads, the cost per click especially has dropped dramatically, meaning that we're getting more and more people onto the site, and we're using very broad but smart targeting to bring lots of new collectors. We've also noticed, looking at our analytics, that buyer intent has increased dramatically. So people are spending much longer on Bluethumb, looking through all your art, browsing, as well as spending a lot more time on our blog, and our socials have absolutely gone off as well. So now really is a great time to be uploading your best art and engaging with your online audience, however you do that. If that's through Bluethumb, through your followers, by uploading new art and getting that email out. If it's through, you've got an email list or your social media, really think about doing that right now, because we're having a very successful month and it might not last. So, make hay while the sun shines, as our managing director always says. On that note, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but, oh, sorry, there goes Grungle. He's had enough of this. We do have some share tools in your dashboard. So, and as we've increased our marketing spend, and because of the lower cost, now is actually a really great time to drive traffic to Bluethumb. As everyone who sees your art on Bluethumb will be put into our marketing funnels, and there's a much higher chance of converting than anywhere else, I reckon, due to this. So if you go to your dashboard, you'll see a bullhorn icon, and I'll just quickly talk you through what's in that area. So at the top, you can simply share your link. So just copy and paste, put it into your Instagram, on your Facebook. Otherwise, you can actually do unique tracking links as well. So if there's a particular thing that you want to track, so say sales coming from your Instagram or sales coming from your email, you can create your own link that you can track there. And then on the right of your dashboard, there's a referral graph that keeps a record of what happens there. So it's a great way of tracking the success you're having through your sharing. Otherwise, we also have some buttons and badges. So these are auto-generated. You can put them on your in your email footer, on your blog, anywhere really, and they auto-generate really nice little images for you to put. Again, you can put it on social media, on your website. And finally, there's also, you can invite your friends. So if you invite people, not only do you get a credit when they buy, but they get a credit too. So it's another great way of encouraging people to use Bluethumb right now and buy art, which we all know is very important. You know, creatives, it's not an easy job being an artist, and it's challenging times. So yeah, the more we can help each other, the better. You might also have seen us experimenting recently with coordinated social media blasts with lots of artists all posting at the same time. So first of all, we did this with a few sale events. The last couple of weeks, we've been doing it with curations, and we've been doing this ourselves, you know, personally reaching out to all the people in the curation. Soon, we're actually hoping to automate this process, and we'll keep you posted in another webinar about that, but we're going to be expanding the share tools and making all sorts of awesome things for you to share, you know, beautiful designed graphics basically to share on all sorts of places, especially social media. I also wanted to touch on our comms and content strategy. And we're lucky that due to the high amount of money that we spend on Facebook marketing especially, we are in their high value program and get lots of hands-on tips, and always are the first to know about things. So we have a really, really great marketing expert from Facebook called Ellie, who works with us to help us. And she's been really hands-on the last month, especially to make sure that we do the right thing basically. And luckily, we were doing the right things anyway, but she did share some really great tips, and I thought I'd share it with you. So one thing is to avoid being seen as opportunistic. So, you know, what we've done in that way is we've focused on supporting artists, letting people know we're still operational, letting people know that there might be delays, letting people know how we're coping, like we're working from home. You know, anyone that's seemed to be a money grabber right now, it's not a good look. And also Facebook and Google are making those ads, you know, they disappear. So you really don't want to do that. Other sorts of content and comms ideas that she gave us was, for example, there's just sort of like 6 more points. So give comfort to people. So, you know, get that message out there that we're all in this together, be human. Talk about personal experiences and offer support. So we've been doing quite a lot of working from home posts or places we'd rather be, things like that. Another thing that is similar to giving comfort is acts of kindness. And you might have seen a hashtag kindness pandemic trending on Twitter and Instagram. So, you know, give shout outs to other artists you love. If you can afford it, maybe buy another artist's work and give them a shout out. You know, right now it's a really great time to do things like that. Touching on the first point about avoiding being seen as being opportunistic, another point is to get through in style. So think about the long game. People remember what we're doing now. And if you do something that upsets them or just seems crass, they'll probably unsubscribe. They'll stop following you, whatever. So don't ruin your personal brand with cashing in and especially spreading misinformation. Another thing that's been working really well for us, and everyone's doing it, you know, it's not an original idea, is going virtual. So you may have seen over the weekend, Archibald finalist Kim Leutwiler, she did a whole takeover and she did a live studio session with all sorts of special guests. And it was so much fun. I really enjoyed watching it. So I'd encourage you guys to do that. And if any of you are interested in collaborating with us with something live, please let us know, because we'd be super keen. Next Wednesday, we actually have a Bluethumb artist, Rochelle Dusting, is going to be doing at 7 p.m. We're going to do a wine and art class. And all you need is a piece of paper and a piece of charcoal. And she's going to be teaching us how to draw an eye. Sorry, the neighbour's dog is going off. 2 more points and then I'm done. Another thing is to help people pass the time. So, you know, an example of this that we're working on is we're currently making some educational resources themed around Bluethumb art and artists and their worksheets for families with kids stuck at home. So we'll be releasing those next week for any of you that do have kids. But those sorts of ideas can really help. You know, Ken Doan's done something similar. Lots of the art museums have done something similar. Finally, I think the most important one is laughter is the best medicine. So I don't know if you saw the video that we made of Lisa Faye's takes on some very famous paintings, but her and her family in lockdown have been making all sorts of, you know, like the girl with the pearl earring, all those kinds of things out of toilet paper, and we made a video and it did really well. So anything that you can do to add a little bit of laughter makes a big difference right now. And that's probably enough from me, but I will pass you over to Megan.
Hey guys, I'm Megan. I'm the content coordinator at Bluethumb, and I work quite closely with Freddie on our social media and our comm strategies. Following on from his last point on content and the video we shared with Lisa Faye, if you guys have anything that's in line with the strategies that he outlined before, we'd love you to send them to us, and we'll happily like spread the word, spread some happiness on our social media. So if you could just send them to my email address, megan@bluethumb.com.au or help@bluethumb.com.au, or Freddie even, like one of us, we can post them up and we'll keep the happiness going. So yeah, we're sort of looking for anything that's sort of like fun, funny, happy, supportive. Yeah, just that's in line with that. My other main topic today is to talk about some of our personalized artist ads, which you might have seen across Facebook or Instagram previously. So these are some ad campaigns that we've been running for the last few months, and we've decided to open them up to everyone. We've sort of been auto-triggered by sales previously. So people who sell will get the email and be invited to join, but who needs a sale to do an ad? So a bit about the campaign. So they cost $225 for a one-off campaign, or we also offer a $110 per month subscription, so you can do a continuously running campaign for at least 3 months. With that money, all the money goes to the ad spend on Facebook. So none of it goes to Bluethumb. You get all our like video creation and all the campaign management completely free. And yeah, and so you get $225 worth of ad spend, which is pretty great. We put that into our Facebook ad campaign and our audiences. So we have a purchasing audience that we'll share it with, and the ad will run until your budget runs out. So with the one-offs, that's normally about 3 to 5 weeks of your ad being shown all across Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, so in the feed, in the stories, and in like search results as well. So I'll post a brochure about them a bit in the artist group after this as well, so you can read a little bit more detail about exactly how they work, the steps we're taking, and some frequently asked questions that come through my inbox a lot. So with the process behind them, like Freddie and I handle them as sort of a tag team. So the videos we make for you, they're usually 10 seconds long, quite short, because people's attention on social media is very short and they don't watch it very much. So they'll include some photos of you, some of your artworks, and some artworks in style room situations as well. We make the videos, we send them to you. If you're happy, we make it live straight away. If not, you get one round of revisions to make sure that it's in line with you and your brand as well as ours. The videos are made sort of off some small templates that we've created. So with the revisions, there's only a little bit that we can change around, but it's enough to really make them in line with your brand usually. So there's a few different templates you'll have seen. There's like a couple, there's like the one that's like really jazzy and it's like bow, bow, bow. Not that you need my singing. And there's the smaller ones. Once they're made, we'll make the campaign live. It's optimized for purchases and not for engagement. So don't worry if you see like only a handful of likes. What we're aiming for is to get clicks through to your profile. The ad itself runs with a link that will take all the buyers straight through to your profile, not to like the Bluethumb homepage or anything. So it's completely personalized there. And you'll probably see the results in your own dashboard. But at the end, Freddie will send you a report that tells you exactly like the amount of clicks you got, purchases, add to carts and everything. So you can really track how effective your campaign was. And generally the ads will get you roughly about 100 clicks to your profile and 10 to 20,000 impressions on Facebook, depending on their performance and how long they end up running. So it's sort of like a basic outline of what's involved. Freddie sort of keeps an eye on the optimization and the management of the campaign. I tend to handle the booking process. At the moment, we're running 8 ads per week, which is up from, we used to only have 5 per week, but with advertising being so effective at the moment, we want to capitalize on this, and really it's a great time to be putting your ads out there. So if you're interested, just email help@Bluethumb and direct your message to me, and it'll land in my inbox, and we can talk about when a space is available and what's ready for you, and anything that you need to send me. But aside from that, it's pretty simple. I had one other point, just again, social media related. Just if you do have a Bluethumb question, please just direct it through official Bluethumb channels and not some of our individual social media. You're probably less likely to get a response if you go through, say, like my Instagram inbox, because I'm not really going to be checking it that much. And yeah, so just keep stuff to work for us, and we'll work through it as we normally do. You get responses a lot quicker through help@Bluethumb than you do individually on Facebook. That's about it. Does anyone else want to say anything before we all go out?
Not really, but thanks for joining, everyone. If you do, as Megan and I have said, like, we really, our Facebook and Instagram is going off at the moment. So if you have any fun videos, any time lapses, anything at all that you want to send us for us to have a look at, see if we want to share it, please send it our way. You know, anytime that we do share something from an artist, we link to your profile. So it's a great opportunity.
Yes.
Should we wrap it up there?
Say goodbye. We'll hopefully do another webinar.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll try and keep this a regular event, and we'll have proper updates from this point on. Yeah.
Stay well, everybody.
Apologies if we were a bit quiet the last couple of months, but it's been a very busy couple of months, as you can imagine.
All right. I think we'll wrap that up. Yeah.